Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Integrative Teaching Kitchen. My name is Michelle, and I'm an integrative nutrition practitioner. I focus on nutrition for the mind, body, and spirit, both in and out of the kitchen. Today, I am joined with Terry Lynn at Dignity's Health Cancer Institute, and Terry Lynn is a patient and friend, and her doctor referred her to come see me. I teach classes here at the treatment center, and I'm just going to let you talk a little bit about the process of how you found me.
I was really interested in nutrition, frustrated that my cancer had come back for a second time. So this is my third time to battle cancer when I feel so healthy. And I thought I was eating right. And what else, what could I do different? And so I found out about Michelle and the teaching kitchen and what she's doing, which I thought was absolutely fabulous. I was like, how did I not know this? And we connected, had some great conversations. And what I really wanted to know was what can I do better? What am I doing wrong? I realized pretty quick that I probably was getting too many carbs, even though I thought I ate pretty healthy. I wasn't doing sugar and stuff like that. I didn't eat junk food. Into health and nutrition and how to help the doctors help me in yet another battle with metastasized cancer.
So, what I would like for you to touch base on, what you would hope to learn with the gut testing.
That there was a lot to be learned from our, what do you call it, gut biome, microbiome. And I thought, wow, maybe that's where some of the problems lie, is that I'm really out of balance. And we got to talking and I was so enthusiastic about, I'd really like to know. Maybe that's something that I can focus on again to try to look at nutrition and health and food as a way to battle cancer. And so that's kind of how it went.
When you got your test results, what stood out to you the most?
It was, one was that, wow, I have a lot of work to do. So that part, we all do. Yeah. But it was the food. They provided, here's your superfoods that you can eat, and here's your enjoy, and you probably should minimize that. And then there was the, avoid. And I paid attention to that. There was foods I was eating that were on that avoid list that I realized, well, I should probably avoid these things if I want a healthy gut microbiome. See, this is why I need to get.
So, as part of the transformation from implementing the test results and following the guidelines of especially avoid foods, superfoods, what were some of the results that you found from this test?
It was pretty immediate, really. One of the things was I was eating a lot of meat, trying to get high fat and high protein, and I realized that the red meat wasn't really what I should be having. And so I dropped that. Really started focusing on the foods that were the superfoods, and anything that was a food that I should minimize or avoid, that whole list, I wanted to go with the enjoys and the superfoods. Mm-hmm. And my energy improved, and I didn't feel so heavy. I don't know how to explain that, but I just felt like I felt better and lighter, and really sensed that I was on track with what I was learning and what the changes I need to make.
I feel like it almost feels like your body is just more harmonious in the way that it's digesting the food.
Yeah.
So it just feels like things are moving and processing the way that they should be.
Right.
So it feels comfortable for your body. How did you feel about your inflammation? Did you honestly feel much of an impact about inflammation? Or?
On the inflammation side of it, that's been a struggle for me in general because I am already inclined to have high inflammation due to a gene mutation. And so I really think that it did make a difference. So how do I know, right? How do I know if there wasn't inflammation? So I could feel quite often just like under my skin, like a kind of a burning under my skin. And I noticed that was going away. And so I thought, that was part of it, but I wasn't really 100% entirely sure.
And then you said that you felt immediate relief from just implementing a couple of the practices with the superfoods and the avoided foods. And then over time, I think it's been about a month and a half now since you got those results. Do you feel like
Yeah.
it keeps improving? Do you feel like it kind of plateaued a little bit?
I think it's an ongoing process.
Mhm.
I do feel better, but I also want to continue feeling better. And then sometimes, in all honesty, it's hard to judge better when you're in chemo. So what I do know is that going through chemo, I'm feeling healthier and stronger in the process, and I feel less sickness.
Great. Yeah.
And and you wonder, like, is that because I know the foods that I shouldn't be eating in the first place?
I think what people are always trying to accomplish is eating more protein, getting enough fiber. But one of the wonderful things that this test will tell you is if your body is actually able to process that protein through your digestive system, because if it's not able to, it will release gases that can cause inflammation. So it'll tell you exactly what types of proteins you should be eating that your body can process and then what ones that are actually causing inflammation. So it's not just all about the macros. We do want to get the protein, want to get those amino acids. It's extremely important, but it's just making sure individually that we're getting the right ones. And then you feel better and then your body can, process it the way that it should.
I didn't mention, but it was one of the things that improved where I didn't feel so heavy was that I had a lot of, I guess, gas in my stomach or whatever, bloating.
Yeah.
That got better.
That's
So
great.
it was a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody was thinking about sponsoring a patient for gut testing through Determined for Life, what would you want them to know?
I would want you to know first that whoever that individual is, myself included, that we are profoundly grateful for your generosity. I also would like you to know that when you're facing cancer, it's pretty overwhelming, truly is overwhelming. And it's so important to know that there's something you can do to make a difference. It makes someone more hopeful. Like, yeah, this is going to help the doctors help me. It's more than just that they get to understand more about their body, but you're also providing them more hope and also helping them feel better in their journey.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it maps it out for you and it gives you a clear scientific picture of what is happening in your body. And it's just easier to work with rather than kind of guessing and going off of how you feel when you're already having so many symptoms with the treatment process.
Right.
And which, I mean, even if you're not going through treatment, it's still the same for pretty much anybody. They're trying to gauge off what you feel, but it's just nice to have a solid, concrete map of what's going on for you in particular.
The other side of that is that it's an expensive journey. Quite often you're not working, so maybe your income's less than it was. Even if you've got disability through the treatment or whatever, it's just nice to know there's people out there that genuinely care and want to help you. And that's how I felt. I was pretty excited. Like, I want to do this.
Very excited. So I'm very passionate about gut health, and I feel like even if somebody going through treatment can find improvement of 10 to even 40% from this test, everybody's gonna be a little bit different, but I think 10 to 40% is pretty remarkable when you are not feeling well. This is true. I have been down that road, and I think, waking up and feeling 10% better it could be great. And then, a couple weeks later, you feel 10% better. It has an impact. It's a piece of the puzzle. It's something I'm passionate about, and I'm really happy that you would be willing to video your journey on this and offer information, and hopefully other people can experience the same thing.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, this was a real gift. And it has made a difference. And I was thinking maybe part of the reason why it's challenging at times to say, oh yeah, I know it's absolutely making me feel better. I know it is. There's things I can say that are definitely different about me. But chemo, when you're having it, it's compounds. It builds on itself, right? So you tend to keep going down, 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 down. And I'm not doing that right now. I really am maintaining pretty well. And I've been through enough treatments to know. And so it's something I can attribute to this as well, I think. It's just the understanding of what's the best foods for me to be eating.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Again, thank you.